Card games are known for being complex and having a clientele that is pungent in scent. I would know. I used to play Magic the Gathering and go to the tournaments. But there is another kind of card game, one that allows you to experience the dopamine of a synergized deck without the cons of the people. One of them is Slay the Spire. And just recently, Slay the Spire 2 came out. And that's what I want to talk about with you today. And I know it seems like a project people spent so much hours on and work, but don't be fooled. They want you to fail. They want to watch your ass get sent back to the beginning, and it's going to test your patience every single floor you climb, every act you passed. Because if you don't succeed, you got to start all the way over. And it's wonderful, actually. It's like a lot of fun. Slay the Spire 2 has just as much dopamine release as the first, with some new characters and most importantly, an entirely new multiplayer mode. In Slay the Spire 2, you're trying to get to the top of a tower to slay the spire. And there was 4 acts in the first one, but at this point there are only 3 acts because they're working on it and it's early access. Now I know what you're thinking, oh my god, it's fucking early access and it's another guy trying to get me to buy it. Alright, but this one's different. I promise. Trust me. You don't know me, but trust me. It's a roguelike. Holy shit, I'm not making this easy. Meaning that if you die in trying to get past certain levels or certain stages, you will go back to the beginning and be given new relics or new characters to help you on your journey. On your first run, you're going to see a very familiar face, the Ironclad, who is from the first game, and his skill set's pretty simple. That's why he's the first one you play, because it's the easiest. You have strikes and defenses that you build on, and you can get cards that play into them. For example, my build in Ironclad basically was getting a lot of cards that contain the word strike because I had a card that did more damage based on how many strikes I had in my deck. I would like to admit that the first time I played this game as Ironclad, I passed the dungeon on my first try and got to the 3rd act and won on my first try ever because I'm kind of fucking goated, but that's beside the point. After you get through your run, whether you succeed or not, you'll unlock the Silent, which is a more complex character than the Ironclad, focusing mainly on poison and shivs. After the Silent, you unlock the Regent. After the Regent, you unlock the Necrobinder, and after the Necrobinder, you unlock the Defect. All playing very differently. For example, while the Ironclad's fairly simple and that's why he's the first person you play as, the Silent is entirely different. These different characters with differing kinds of depth and different abilities so that it fits your playstyle. The Silent has a couple of builds that they can do. It's either poison or shivs. Of shivs that I have seen some people get in my multiplayer games is fucking nuts. The amount of shivs I've gotten playing as a Silent is crazy. And it's a super fun build to do since they cost no mana. You just get a bunch of dopamine from just playing those cards over and over again. After that, the Regent, which is a new character and also has a new kind of mana type. There's now 2. There is the Sun and then the Stars. You actually have to pay for the Stars using the Sun cards, and they're permanent. They don't reset after every turn. I fucking suck at this guy. I have no idea how to play him, and he's incredibly hard. However, it's very interesting in how his cards interact with each other. There will be some times where you have to divvy up whether you really want to get those stars so you can play a card next turn, or you just do what you can with the suns and the stars you have and just play it safe. Sometimes it's a gamble, and sometimes I'm a losing man.
I think I'm dead.
No, you should be good. Yeah, if you're in the same spot I am.
I just got bored.
Don't worry.
Alright, I'm gonna need you to lock in. I'm gonna need you to lock in and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna need you to not die, okay?
I have bad news.
Oh no. We both got bored.
The next new addition is the Necrobinder, and he's honestly my favorite character in this entire game because of Osti, his pet skeleton hand, which is fucking so cool. I really like the Necrobinder. I love how the flame around the Necrobinder and his hand Osti looks at a campfire. It's kind of 3D animated, but I don't know if it is for sure, but the way that it looks is very appealing and I appreciated it very much. In fact, all of the art style in this game is breathtaking. All of the different stages, all the different characters, the shopkeeper in of itself looks awesome. Just the way that everything is presented is very artistic and you can tell they're taking their time with it. However, there are placeholder art cards for some of the epochs and stuff you unlock, and it's really funny. They did it all in MS Paint. The Necrobinder, though, mainly relies on Osti for his mechanics. One mechanic is called Doom, in which you inflict Doom on an enemy, and it is permanent, and once the Doom is equal or greater than the amount of health the enemy has, it will automatically kill them at the end of their next turn. So my build that I would do a lot of time for Necrobinder is trying to cycle through as many Doom cards as quickly as I could, and using cards to gain back energy, and just piling on superb amounts of Doom. On top of this, Osti kind of also acts like a shield. Any unblocked damage will go straight to him first, and you have these cards that will do Summon. Summon is basically giving him HP. If it says Summon 5, you give Osti HP, and he starts out with 1. His HP is also permanent until it gets taken away by damage, so you could Summon 5 and then Summon 5 again in a single turn, and his health will be 10 until he takes 10 damage and dies and gets resummoned at 1. He's basically a shield without a shield. However, there are some cards where he will do damage and then die, and then the amount of HP he has actually becomes a shield. So it's a very unique thing to play around. This is a very big simplification, but it's for the video so that it's easy to digest. Just know that the Necrobinder and the Regent in particular are very complex and have a lot of depth to them if you learn their builds. I'm just kind of simplifying it for this video. Next is the Defect, which is also one of my favorite classes. I love how he operates. He has these orbs, and he's the only character in this game with an orb. He's also from the first game, so he's kind of an OG. He's popular around these parts. And you can use your cards to summon different kinds of orbs. There are glass orbs that deal damage to all enemies. There are lightning orbs that will deal damage randomly to one of the enemies through a lightning strike at the end of the turn. And then there's the Frost Orb that gives you shield. All of these orbs activate at the end of your turn. You can tell for how much value they're either hitting or giving you damage with by the number below them. Now you have a maximum of 3 orb slots, and whenever you run out of slots and you summon more orbs, they get evoked. Evoking it causes to do damage before it goes away and gets unsummoned, meaning the more lightning orb or glass orbs that you can summon in one turn, the more damage you're going to do. Oh my god, I was fucking cycling through orbs so quickly. I had a great build going. I had an amazing build with the Defect going. It was so good, right? And then I got to the last boss of Act 3, and I did not read that the boss had intangible on the turn that I fucking popped off. And so I hit it like 10 or 11 times for 1 damage. Because that's what intangible does. It makes those next attacks only do 1 damage for the number of intangible it has. So it had 1 damage per attack for the next like fucking 12 attacks. So I died, and I got sent back to the beginning. Honestly, all of them are awesome. Just to sum it up, entire cast of characters is fucking banging. The expansion upon the original playable characters is very nice. Now, I had a feeling they were going to add multiplayer because they also had a board game that was co-op and you could play with multiple people. My buddy Sheepman99, who's actually been on this channel before, allowed me to play it, and thank you very much, Sheepman, for letting me play. That's very nice of you. But the way they implemented it is very fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. Each player picks a character to play as, and you all have to vote on where to go on the map. There will be 4 relics instead of 1 at treasures, and you each have to pick which one you want, and the hands on the screen is amazing.
Play 10 skills, gain 7 block right there. Do you play a lot of skills?
What's the difference between, like, is skills just like cards, pretty much?
Yeah, the cards have different types. You've got attacks, skills, and powers.
Man, they got different types, obviously. Obviously.
Well, you can look at your deck up. You see right here where I'm pointing right here? You can click that button.
Yeah. You can click this
and
one.
you can look at your deck.
Yeah, okay.
And then you can
We're fighting! What the fuck you?
get shit on, get shit on. Get shit on.
Defect!
Defect is a lot more
But by far my favorite addition is the drawing on the map. You know, you can use it to communicate which path you want to take. Among other things.
You can't beat the elite. The run wasn't meant to win.
Yeah, so let's go right and then fight elites. Or, you know, guys,
Aaron,
we
he
could
did this-
actually double back here. And then
Yeah,
like
we
come
go, like,
around,
here,
go
double back,
like that.
Jump over to this guy, and then go
Yeah.
back to the start, finishing it off going back here. And then we just rush all the way. We rush
Yeah.
all the way to the boss. Actually.
I would like to preface this next clip with the fact that we have no idea who this Defect is. It's a random ass guy that my buddy found on Warframe and just happened to have the game and wanted to play with us. Literally no idea who this person is.
Oh, he's typing. I won each.
Drawing massive shoulders on it. I thought he was...
make them rip.
I don't know where you're gonna go. You're definitely something down.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Our run's going extremely well. We're now already on Act 3,
Bro, you are at 9 HP.
and I'm gonna be full health whenever we go to the next act. You know, man, my bad. My fault.
But playing with 3 other people that you actually know is so incredibly fun because you get to communicate on which path you want to take in Discord, or you get to discuss on which relics you want. And it's very funny hearing your friends argue which relics they want.
Or like a 40 or a 50, 60.
I like how I can.
I want him to click one. I don't care. I want him to click.
I like
message
how
him on- message him on Steam,
I
just
like
say
how I
click.
can like talk down to you with this finger. Hey, dumbass. Hey.
But I do like the fact that if 2 people pick something, it's mainly just a dice roll. I think it's very fitting for the game, but also it just makes it very simple and not really having to think about it too much. My cats are going nuts behind me if you can hear that, by the way. I have an orange cat now. Oh my god. Slay the Spire 2 is superb, don't get me wrong. It wants you to lose though. Sometimes the run just will not go your way and it makes you do a build you don't want to do, and you cannot force builds in this game, which is kind of part of the fun, is for it to be versatile and difficult, and I love that. The cards are not always in your favor. Yeah, you like what I did there? Cool, I know. The better your deck works together, the more energy you can save and the better decisions you can make, the further that you will go. Because Slay the Spire does not really punish you for making one bad decision. It punishes you for making multiple bad decisions that lead to your deck kind of suck. And at the very end of it all, if you succeed with your friend or by yourself, it's very nice knowing that you did it and faced all those challenges and still got to the end of the Architect, even though the Architect kills you and sent you back. But it's a victory. Some of the times the cards are in your favor and you get crazy pulls, but most likely you're going to have to think on your feet and be ready for what's next. The studio that made this game did a wonderful job at making it streamlined for people to understand of all skill types and all kind of levels of understanding card games, whether that be you've never played a card game at all or you've gone to Magic tournaments and smelled people there. It's an amazing game that I've had a blast playing, and playing with friends makes it that much better. I just wanted to show you guys me drawing phallic objects with my buddies, and that's was kind of really, I did that, so now I'm happy. I think that's all that I really wanted to say. If you didn't have a good day, tell me why. No, tell me something good that happened in your day. Let's focus on the positives here, guys. Let's focus on the positives, and maybe it'll make your day a little bit better. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much. If you're new here, my name's Cambrodia, and I'm trying to grow my channel, so it'd mean a lot if you could like. Thank you very much.